Hello, I'm Jason Martin with the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government. I am a stormwater inspector in the Division of Water Quality, and we're here today to talk about stormwater runoff and polluted runoff from urban areas and some of the BMPs that you might have on your property that help capture some of that polluted runoff. BMPs stand for Best Management Practices. There are multiple BMPs that are designed to help capture sediment, trash, and debris. They also help with erosion and sediment control, reduce flooding, and help improve water quality. Hopefully the viewers were able to see our last video we did on storm filter inserts, on how you maintain the filters and how they function. Today we're going to focus more on manufactured treatment devices, and we have 3 of these devices today that we're going to go over and discuss maintenance on how they operate and how to maintain them. Some of those BMPs we're going to talk about will be a nutrient separating baffle box, a snout, and a Vortec water quality unit. Many of you are probably trying to figure out, how do I know if I have a post-construction BMP on my property? There are a couple different ways that you can make that determination. One would be doing some investigative work and walking around and looking in the storm drains that are on your property and pulling storm manholes and looking down in there to see if you have them. Another option would be reaching out to your design engineer to let him assist you with letting you know if you have the BMPs. And a third option would be reaching out to Lex Call at 311. They will connect you to the Division of Water Quality, and we will be happy to assist you. With stormwater runoff, pollutants such as bird droppings, pet waste, chemicals, oils, greases, those kinds of things makes its way down to the storm drain and eventually makes it to the creeks. We do have a lot of creeks here in Fayette County that are impaired and don't meet the minimum water quality requirements. So by having these BMPs in place, we're able to capture pollutants and minimize the impact on our local creeks. This first BMP that we're going to discuss, the maintenance and how it functions, is a nutrient separating baffle box. I'm going to discuss how it functions and talk about maintenance. During our last inspection, we did not clean this unit out with the intentions of showing the viewers how much sediment and pollution these units capture. You can see it's got a screen basket in the bottom of it that helps capture leaves, sediment, trash, and debris to minimize the pollutants from going downstream. Also, I wanted to mention, we use a grade rod during our inspections to measure sediment particles that settle out in the bottom of the unit. With the baffle box, the unit has 3 sediment chambers down in the bottom, which basically function as a first, second, and third line of defense as far as capturing any silts that enter the unit. So we take a grade rod to measure top of water level, top of sediment, bottom of structure, because all these units have a sump depth. And what I mean by sump depth is it's the storage space from below the flow line of the inlet pipe to the bottom of the structure. So we always like to measure that with a grade rod to determine how much sediment deposits has accumulated. Here in just a few moments, we've got our stormwater maintenance crew here that is going to clean this unit out so you can see what the unit looks like after it's been maintained and cleaned out. Once the work is completed, we'll install a filter boom on the outlet end, which helps capture any oils that has accumulated. Most of this maintenance that you're going to see is going to be performed with a Vector truck. With the baffle boxes, one thing I wanted to mention from an inspection standpoint, typically when the screen basket gets half full or more of sediment, trash, and debris, we would Vector that material out. Same way with the sediment chambers on the bottom of the unit. Once they've reached 50% of sediment, then we would Vector those sediment chambers out. We're in a different location in a parking lot, and we're going to show you an example of a snout. Snouts are a very effective BMP. They capture about 95% of floatable trash. Typically, we clean snouts out once you've reached 50% capacity in your sump depth, and then we remove floatable trash once you've built up 6 inches or more of floatable trash. Basically, this device is just a plastic hood structure that covers the outlet pipe, but it's open in the bottom, allowing clean water to flow out the bottom of the hood, floatable trash and oil to stay on the surface of the water, and then sediment particles in the bottom of the structure. As far as maintenance, pull nets are a good device to use to help remove the floatable trash. While we're here, I'm going to scoop out some minor trash that's floating on the surface of the water to do a little maintenance on it while we're here. And you can see in the video some of the cups, styrofoam, things of that nature that is built up and floating on the surface of the structure. Disposing of your trash properly in garbage bags or dumpsters is a good practice to get into as well. We've removed most of the floatable trash in this unit, and now we're ready for our next rain event. Now we've made our way over to the Division of Waste Management. We are going to talk about a VorTech water quality unit on how it functions and how to maintain it. With the VorTech water quality units, water comes into the system and basically creates a vortex, allowing solid particles to drop out the bottom into the sump and floatable debris and any oil or grease that comes into the unit to float on top of the surface. With a VorTech water quality unit, it's similar to the snout. It does have a large sump depth in the bottom, so as far as maintenance with sediment particles, those kinds of things, you typically wouldn't want to factor this unit out until your sediment level gets within 12 to 18 inches from the top of the water level. As far as minor floatable trash, you would use a pull net. If it's significant trash, then of course you would just want to leave that up to the Vector truck to clean that trash out. This unit does have some minor floatable trash in it, so while we're here, we're going to show you some clips of the trash before and then the trash that we take out of the unit with our pull net once we've completed it. Thank you, City of Lexington, for watching this video. Hopefully you found it very useful in maintaining your BMPs. Remember, a little bit of maintenance goes a long way in minimizing larger problems down the road. Thanks for being good stewards of the environment and helping improve water quality here in Fayette County.